Risa. Just need to organize my table. A lot of stuff here. Can you help me grab a bottle of water as well? Thank you. Sorry, I forgot about it. Hi, Bob. Here is extra frizzy today. Michelin star. Alright, so today we are, thank you so much for liking. Thank you. Alright, so today we will be going through some more content. Today we'll be going through some more content, including the O-level content as well as PSLE content, right? So as you guys know, the dates are coming really close, right? Especially for PSLE students, for O-level students. For everyone else, I think it should be just EOYs, right? And definitely all stressful as well, right? So there's, oh, what happened? There's that. Okay, so we do want to make sure that everyone's well prepared. Okay, so just before anyone asks, all right, so I do want to highlight once again that we won't be doing any like paper 2 questions at the moment. All right, people like to always ask, are we gonna do paper 2 questions? All right, the answer is no for the moment. All right, just for this PSLE and O-level period, because we have been going through a lot of content with paper 2 as well as the composition. All right, but now we realize that some people are a bit weaker with their orals, the oral component, so we also do want to add some put some priority on that as well. We want to put some focus on that as well. Okay, so if you guys have any questions about the composition or the paper 2, you guys can always let me know, and then we can talk about it very briefly. All right, but for now we will be working on the oral. All right, yeah, but also we are currently providing students with this 12-week EOY prep challenge. Okay, it is something new. Okay, now we seeing as how close we are to PSLE, and for the rest of you as well, your EOYs and O levels, right? We also want to make sure that students are able to get that AL1 as well as that A1, right? So we will now be launching this 12-week EOY prep challenge, all right? And for students who enroll now, you will be able to get 2 free lessons, okay? 2 free lessons as well as up to $390 in savings. All right, you will be able to get that $80 regular fee waiver as well as that $60 NTUC voucher. All right, so a very good deal. All right, but do note that this is only if you register by the 31st of August 2025. Okay, not 2026, not 2027, 2025. All right, so yeah. Okay, this is open to both the primary 6 students, the primary school students, as well as the secondary school students. So yeah, definitely we're trying to be as inclusive as possible. All right, we really do want to help everyone to be able to get that AR1 and that A1. All right, and you can see from the stats that we have gotten that it is highly possible. All right, our students have gotten that before. We've had a massive portion of students who got AL1 to AL4 for primary school, for PSLE, and for O-level students, we have a huge portion of people jumping grades as well. All right, so we have had amazing peer reviews as well. Okay, so definitely this is a curriculum that you guys can rely on. All right, so a lot of our teachers, they have taught PSLE for quite some time. All right, they've seen students through multiple sessions of PSLE, so it is something that they are definitely very I would say skilled, very fluent with. All right, okay, so there's that. All right, so yeah, but yeah, right now we will be moving on to our what do you call that, we'll be going through some questions. All right, so I'm just gonna leave this here while I talk a bit more about the questions. All right, so for the questions, those are the kind of questions that you can expect to see in your O-level exam or in your practice at school. So we do want to make sure that students are well versed with those kind of questions. Okay, And something that we do realize is that sometimes with students, I mean, there are a lot of different questions, and sometimes when teachers ask you to describe a certain experience, it might not necessarily be an experience that you actually have, all right? So that is one of, I would say, the more problematic things. Okay, so but definitely for us, okay, we also want to help those students. We want to make sure that these students will be able to have something to say. They will not just freeze up. Okay, so for that, we actually have prepared some questions and some answers that I'll be going through with you guys for both O level and PSLE. And then they also highlight some experiences that students might not have and how to answer those kind of questions in that case. All right, so if you feel like you are a bit lacking in that area, that's completely okay, understandable. Okay, you can join us. Okay, we'll usually do half a lesson PSLE, half a level lesson O level. Okay, so you guys can roughly take a look at what we are going to be doing. All right, so now I will be moving to. Okay, so I will start with O level first. That was my face just now. Yeah. Which one? I have no idea. Yeah. Okay, so previously when we started, we did O levels, all right? We talked about health consciousness, all right? We talked about, how. Okay, I'm just gonna go through the question so it makes more sense, all right? So one of the questions that we went through was describe healthy eating habits you maintain, all right? So now this is one of the examples that might be a bit difficult for students, especially if maybe, let's say, you're not very, very cautious about the healthy eating habits that you have, or very, these are not your priorities, right? Um, Definitely. Okay, so we have given you some options, all right? You can always write them down and use them for in your own exams, all right? Definitely practice them though, all right? So first one is to choose drinks with no added sugar, eat adequate amount of vegetables, one sweet treat a week. All right, so these are three good answers. All right, and I always tell students that when we are doing these questions, right now it's a recap, but usually we approach this with an empty page. All right, and what I like to do with students is that we can both we can all mind map together. We can all really think about ideas together, all right? And the best part about thinking about ideas is the more that you practice it, the more on your feet, on your toes you get when you are in the exam. So you are more likely to be able to follow that train of thought and come up with a good response even when it's not a question that you've expected. All right, so definitely it is also very important for students to be able to really understand how to um you know think on their feet, right? Okay, so first things first, we also have choose healthier choice logo products. All right, that was something that a lot of students mentioned. All right, choose natural fruit juice over those with artificial flavoring. All right, limit fried food, sorry, such as chicken wings and potato chips. Okay, and you can say I avoid soda and energy drinks to reduce sugar intake and support steady energy levels. All right, so these are all things that you can say if you were to be asked about healthy eating habits that you maintain. All right, these are all great answers. All right, how can schools promote better nutritional choices? All right, now this is another one of those questions that maybe if your school hasn't done anything to promote these kind of nutritional choices, it is not something that you would immediately have an idea pop up in your head, right? So first one is remove sugary drinks, all right? And second, display posters in canteens highlighting healthier dishes. All right, and schools can also run healthier hawker days. All right, so a little event, okay, to feature low fat and low sugar option at school stalls. All right, okay, teachers can also teach students about nutrition in science or CCE sessions, or even offer free fruit as healthy alternatives. All right, okay, so these are all great answers that can answer this question: how can schools promote better nutritional choices? All right, so I think it is definitely, if you have any personal examples, maybe your school did a fun program. Like for me, my school, I remember a long time ago in my primary school, what our teachers would do was that we had this what's that called? It was a little box set up, and for each piece of fruit or each like packet of fruit that we bought, we would be given like a small card, and after we ate the fruit, we could put the card into the box. At the end of, I think it was the week or the month, I think it was the month, the teacher would kind of calculate and see like which class ate the most fruit, and the class would get a prize. All right, so definitely this it did motivate us to eat more healthily. All right, so these are examples of your perhaps of your own that you can give as answers. All right, okay, okay. Now, so we have gotten to the end of the recap. Okay, feel free to let me know your answers. All right, let me just take out the iPad pen. Okay, what exercise routines fit into students' schedules practically? All right, so first things first, all right, we're talking about exercise routines, and then we have to consider what are student schedules. So, like, maybe it fits into um, after school timings or early morning times. Okay, practically, okay, so it means it is it's not just idealistic, it is not just overly perfect, it is something that's actually doable. All right, so does anyone have any answers? All right, so again, definitely it is being able to put your ideas down to be able to discuss them does make it easier for you during the exam. Okay, this is something that can be practiced here with us. Okay, so if you have any answers, do share them with me. We can think about them together. All right. All right, the first answer I'm gonna put down is 2. All right, to walk or cycle to school feasible. So it does fit into the after school timings or the early morning timings. All right. Participate actively in PE classes, using skipping ropes and light gymnastics. All right. Okay, what else? Okay, please let me know if you guys have any answers. All right. Okay, so you can say take a 10-minute walk around the neighborhood after school. Okay, so on your way home, all right, join CCAs such as basketball, badminton, or taekwondo. Okay, you can also say that you climb stairs at home or school instead of using lifts. Alright, so for me, definitely it would be a bit hard because for me, I am quite a lazy person, so definitely I would say that for me that's an extra bit of a struggle. All right, but of course say what feels right to you. All right, you can choose an answer that feels right to you. All right, you can say you also do body weight workouts, maybe for the older students. All right, do body weight workouts like push-ups, and squats. During screen breaks. Okay, and you can also say that you warm up with a run before school to wake the body. All right. Okay, so definitely a lot of options here that we're giving you. All right, so of course if you have any of your own, feel free to share with me. All right, and when it comes I'm at tuition, Mariah, we are always doing live when you're at tuition. I don't know why. You know, it would be funny if Mariah was actually having tuition right this at work, but watching our live at the same time. That would be super funny. I bet her teachers wouldn't be able to say anything either when she shows them, like, oh, I'm actually also watching another tuition while at tuition. That would be funny. All right. Okay. Now let's take a look at the next question. Describe how sleep patterns affect academic performance. Oh, I have a personal answer for that. Right, so definitely for me, I'm busy on Thursdays and Mondays. What day is it today? Let me see. Oh, today's Thursday. Oh, it's Thursday already? I always thought it was like Tuesday or something. The week passes so fast when you're busy. So trust that when you're busy, PSLE will be over sooner. I remember, I don't know, especially during, I think for PSLE it wasn't that bad because, I don't know, but for in high school, I remember it was a lot more, there was that dilemma between like feeling excited that school was ending and feeling like scared because knowing that like, you know, everything was going to be ending faster means that we wouldn't have to like suffer. But then the fact that everything was going to end faster mean that our exams were going to come soon. Oh, my school today had a lockdown drill and we had to evacuate to a nearby secondary school. Then was it still a drill if you had to run to another school? That's scary. That's scary. Is it like an affiliated school? If it's affiliated, it makes more sense. Alright. Okay, so describe how sleep patterns affect academic performance. So we're talking a bit about like a cause and effect situation here. Alright. So now, first things first about this, my personal answer would definitely be, I noticed that when I sleep more, I feel more awake, I feel more alert, and well, obviously I do better, right? But of course, let's back it up with some research, okay? And give you guys some stats so you guys can use it in your exam, right? So you can say that research shows. Okay, but you can also choose to use the research shows after your, what do you call that, your own opinion. All right, so you use it as a bit of an elaboration. Research shows students missing sleep do worse in school than well-rested peers. Right? 20-minute nap after school can help memory and recall. All right, and you can say poor sleep leads to difficulty concentrating and learning new material. Late night studying without sleep. This was proven by me. I realized that I think during especially during like Sec 1 and Sec 2, I had this habit of sleeping very late and also waking up very, very early. So I would sleep at like 2 to 3, and I would have to go to school in the morning, and that actually lowered down my productivity. And I think it also made me more prone to arguments as well. Alright, so this is definitely, you can also elaborate on your own experiences, of course. Alright, but please don't say anything that will make your teacher question you as a person. Alright. Okay, so you can also say that naps before exams help students feel more alert. Okay, and but of course, if you're not that kind of student and you feel like exercise before your exam helps you even more, that completely depends on you, of course. All right, so for me, I have to be awake at least for like 2 hours before I go into an exam, so it's different. All right, and you can also say that good sleep reduces careless mistakes in tests and boosts confidence. All right, you can also say, yeah, I think that's about it actually. So okay, let's go through again. 20-minute nap after school can help memory and recall. Research shows students missing sleep do worse in school than well-rested peers. Poor sleep leads to difficulty concentrating and learning new material. Late night studying without sleep leads to reduced productivity, and naps before exams help students to feel more alert. All right, good sleep also reduces careless mistakes in tests and boosts confidence. All right, so these are all things that students can say, all right, when asked this question. All right, next one. How does Singapore's food culture influence health? Oh, this is a very interesting question. All right, this is a very interesting question. All right, you can say hawker food is popular, okay, and provides food that links us to our roots, but food is often high in oil, salt, and sugar. All right, so that is definitely the case. All right, and you can say that you can even be a bit more specific. You can say that breakfast items like kaya toast and kopi are often high in sugar and fat. Right? You can also say that programs such as HPB's Healthier Hawker can promote healthier versions of local dishes. Right? Okay, you can also say that food blocks recommend choosing balanced diet dishes like economy rice with more vegetables. Okay, cannot see so small. I'll zoom in. I need to write a bit bigger as well. All right, I'll zoom in a bit. All right, can type. Actually, typing on the iPad would take even longer. All right, so unfortunately we cannot do that. But I think if you guys prefer something like that, we can think about switching to um a different method of teaching. All right, we'll definitely consider that. All right, you can write bigger. All right, you can also say nutri rating labels are used on packaged foods to help consumers make better choices. This topic is very hard. Yes, that is true. Are you in O levels? This is an O level topic, all right? So yeah, this topic is more about health consciousness, all right? So yeah, we do want to go through some of these questions because some students they do struggle because sometimes it is possible for the teachers to ask you to describe experiences that you have maybe never experienced before, like maybe you've never volunteered before, but they want you to describe a volunteering experience. So that could be tricky. So we do want to make sure that students are able to understand these topics and also to, have a better grasp on, what kind of answers they can give, all right? Okay, I'll write bigger next time. But okay, for this one, I'm gonna reread my answer so you guys can see a bit better. All right. So the question was, how does Singapore's food culture influence health? All right. So over here, the first answer was that programs such as HPB's Healthier Hawker can promote healthier versions of local dishes. All right. You can say that hawker food is popular and provides food that links us with our roots. Okay, but the food is often high in oil, salt, and sugar. Okay, to be more specific, you can also add that breakfast items such as kaya toast and kopi are often high in sugar and fat. All right. Okay. You can also say that food blogs recommends choosing balanced diet dishes like economy rice with more vegetables. All right. You can also add that nutri rating labels. You know the nutri rating ones. I forgot what it looks like, but it is the one with A, B, think it's C and D. There's no E. I don't think there's an E. All right. And essentially, it gives you an idea of how healthy the food you are picking is, right? And you can say that nutrient rating labels are used on packaged food to help consumers make better choices, all right? So these are all things that can guide, that can influence health, essentially, all right? Okay, so over here you guys can also see what preventative healthcare practices should students adopt. All right, so definitely you can see that in Singapore there are a lot of healthcare practices, all right, especially with the checkups that maybe they come to our school, and these are all considered practices, all right. Now I never drink bubble tea. I see Nutri-Grade D. But actually, one of the more shocking things that I don't know, personally I found quite shocking was that I remember going to the store and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna choose a fruit juice because it is healthier. Till I look at the fruit, like the fruit juice packaging, and I realized that it's a C, and some of them are even D's. I'm like, if fruit juice is considered a C or a D, what is an A or a B? So I was very, very confused. I don't know. Fruit juice also high. Yes, but you think that with bigger brands like Minute Maid or something like that, that it'd be more healthy, right? But or I don't know what brands have things that are A or B. I rarely see things that are A or B unless they're like raw items like oats or something like that. So um yeah, I don't know where to go for fruit juice that's actually healthy. So yeah, but later on I went to see a TCM and he told me that my body is actually not suitable for drinking fruit juice. And I was like, huh, all right, so that is the whole problem solved. I should never drink fruit juice again. So now I don't drink anything except water and black coffee with no sugar. I would drink black coffee, but coffee and I don't have a good relationship. So I drink matcha or tea. My favorite is there's this corn silk tea and it's so good. That is about it. That's about it. But yes, I love a good matcha with like sorbet inside. All right. Okay. Healthcare practices should students adopt, all right? And we're looking at specifically preventative, all right? So preventative healthcare is essentially as like a precaution. So before something happens, all right? So you can also say that, okay, so definitely Singapore has a lot of precaution schemes, right? So I'm gonna write some of that down. You can say oh, I need to write bigger. Oh my goodness. Participate in national school based vaccination schemes. Okay, and you can also say that okay, one very basic one, you wash hands before meals and after outdoor play. Okay, you can say you attend school dental checkups during dental screening drives, and you can say that you also take part in school health screenings and immunizations. All right, so definitely these are all. Also, you can say hand sanitizer actually. All right, keep hand sanitizer. Oh. In bag for flu seasons. All right, so these are all very good ways, okay, these to prevent, you know, getting sick. All right, so these all constitute as preventative healthcare practices. All right, so definitely these are all great answers, okay, for students who maybe you guys um, have not gone through this topic before, or you don't have any personal experience with preventative healthcare practices. All right, these are all great answers that you can use for when this question is asked. All right. Okay, there is also, let's see how many more. Quite a few more. All right. You can say describe balancing academic pressure with physical health. Oh, this is a big question, right? And this is something that stays important with you. Let me just, okay. Okay, so first things first, we're talking about more of stress, all right, and then we're talking more about, you know, physical health. All right, so this is more, again, it is a describe question, so we want to make sure that we are talking about specific ways that you can, you know, balance these two things. All right, so first things first, you can say that you schedule, oh, I need to write bigger, oh no, daily 30-minute exercise sessions after study. Okay, and that you can say that use school sports facilities after library sessions for fitness. Okay, you can also say that you sign up for sports CCAs to balance. This is the same topic, right? So we do want to, because for each topic, we don't know what kind of questions that your teacher will ask you, right? We can only roughly, you know, guess, you know, what are the more likely questions to come out, and the more we prepare for, the safer you guys are, right? So we do want to make sure that we are able to go through as many. So hard. Wait, I didn't see your answer before. Are you doing whole levels this year? Are you doing O level this year? I My brother started drinking when he was in primary school. He started drinking when he was like in primary 6, like tasting it, and then he was like, by secondary school he was like fully drinking black coffee. Nope. Okay, if you're in primary school, we will be doing primary school topics as well later. So you can wait for that as well. We will be starting the primary school topic at around 5. I can't even do this. It's okay. It's okay. Especially if you're not doing O's this year, this might be out of your syllabus, so it's okay. Okay, so we'll be going to primary school later, like the primary school topics later, so we can do that together later. All right. Okay, sign up for sports CCAs to balance. Let me see. Where is? Oh, balance study stress. All right. All right. To balance study stress. All right, and you can say that you. Oh, you You can say that you join friends. My handwriting, oh my goodness. You join friends for step challenges. That means like maybe how many steps are you walking each day? Daily step challenges. All right, and you can what else? Let's see. Insert stretch or walk breaks during revision. Alright, so these are all great ways for you to balance academic pressure with physical health. Alright, so again, I'm going to read through all of them. Okay, to use school sports facilities after library sessions for fitness. Alright, so to have that bit of a break, that balance. Alright, schedule daily 30-minute exercise sessions after study stress. Alright, and you can say that you sign up for sports CCAs to balance study stress, and that you join friends for daily step challenges, insert stress or walk breaks during revision. All right, so these are all great ways. All right, okay, how can mental and physical wellness be integrated? Ooh, again, another very big one. All right, so now when it comes to mental and physical wellness, they are again very I wouldn't say very different. um they they intersect. All right, they intersect. All right, okay, they are linked, and these ways are talking about, how you can use your maybe physical wellness to benefit your mental wellness. All right, for some reason I cannot think of any way that your mental wellness can benefit your physical wellness, but yeah. All right, so you can say you use oh, here's my answer. I use mindful breathing after workouts to calm the mind. Okay, you can also say that you take outdoor walks to connect with your body and nature, reducing stress. Okay, you can also say that you join programs that combine fitness and mental health talks. And you can also say encourage group exercise followed by supportive discussions, right? So these are all great ways for you to, really integrate your mental health and physical wellness, right? So just check my phone. You can also say that you choose specific CCAs that mix that fitness and friendship. All right, if you want to use your own answers, you can. All right, but really do remember to at least bring up these two components. Okay, so maybe you can say you go for it's over here, group classes. All right, group classes can help forge bonds, which help your mental health. Okay, but with these classes, you guys also do workouts, which makes you feel more in touch with your body as well. Okay, I'm gonna write the CCA one down as well. Choose CCAs that mix fitness and friendship. So these are all super important, right? Fitness and friendship, right? Does anyone have any questions? You guys can ask me right now. Okay, let me know if you guys have any questions. I don't know why, but whenever I sit in this room, I always feel like the sun, it's so gloomy until like Yuki told me the other day, oh, the windows are tinted. And I was like, I did not know that because no matter what the weather is outside, it always feels extra gloomy in here. No, sitting in here and looking out always feels like it's about to rain. It's such a bright day, but the gloominess makes me feel like I want to like conk out. Hi, Chill Gil. All right, so no questions. Let's move on. All right. What role does discipline play in maintaining health? This is a very big question, and I feel like understanding this not only helps you to answer the questions, it also helps you in daily life. All right. Does anyone have any answers? Give everyone 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Okay. We can say sleep and wake consistently the same time every day. Okay. So as to have steady energy levels and focus. Okay. And you can also say that you plan and stick to meals to avoid unhealthy snacks. All right. You can also say that you prepare, you track sleep activity to stay comfortable. Okay, so you can definitely say that discipline does make it easier to maintain health, all right? And then you can say these answers, all right? That sticking to a plan to avoid unhealthy, planning and sticking to meals help you to avoid unhealthy snacks. Sleep and waking constantly at the same time helps to give everyone steady energy and focus, all right? Tracking sleep and activity helps you to stay accountable, okay? Accountable. And also, saying no to high fat or sugary temptations at snack time okay will help with energy levels. And you can say that exercising routinely with friends helps physical and mental health. All right, so all great answers. All right, all great answers. Okay, does anyone have any questions? All right, if not, we will be moving on really quickly to the PSLE series. Grumpy Bear, if you're in primary school, this might be better for you, okay? And also a bit more relevant, I would say. Okay, but before that, wait, why is this? Oh, there we go. Okay, I do want to highlight that this is the program that we currently have ongoing. Okay, it is the 12-week EOY Prep Challenge, and it is designed for both secondary and primary school students. Okay, we do want to make sure that students have all the resources that they have and all the practice that they have before these the EOY session. All right, so we have this prepared. All right. Now, for students who are joining now, students will be able to get that 2 free lessons along with up to $390 in savings. Okay, students will be able to enjoy up to $390 in savings, and they will get that $80 regular fee waiver and that $60 NTUC voucher. All right, so definitely a lot of promotions. So definitely it is something to be interested in. All right, so but do note that this is only for students who are signing up before the 31st of August 2025. If you're signing up after August 2025, in like maybe August 2026, that's not gonna work. All right. So yeah, this is suited for both secondary and primary school students. Okay, if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, do let us know. Okay, we are so excited to invite you guys to this 12-week EOY preparation challenge. All right, beyond just the PSLE students and the O-level students struggling for their exam, everyone else is going through their EOYs as well. So this is really suited for everyone. It is really trying to push everyone to get the best results possible. And I know that some parents might be like, oh, why should we choose your curriculum, right? So I went through it previously when we were talking about other programs, but over here at Writers at Work, we have been here as an established tuition center since for 13.5 years, actually 13.5 years since 2012. All right, so definitely we do have the resources. Our teachers, we also have the experience in guiding students to the results that they need. All right, so our PSLE students have actually since achieved AL1 to AL4, 90% of them actually AL1s to AL4s, and 90% of our secondary students a few grades of improvement. All right, so we are definitely very happy to invite new students in, and we hope to get the same results with them. All right, so definitely, if you are maybe feeling like you're falling a bit behind or you would like some extra support, this is absolutely just suited for you. All right. So and also one of the best things about signing up during the live is that if you have any questions, you can just let us know and we can help you with it immediately. Okay. But of course, when we're not on live, please, if you have any questions, do drop us a WhatsApp at 8404-9281. All right. We have a whole team ready to help. Okay, so we are absolutely excited to start receiving your messages, whether it be questions or signups. All right, do let us know if we can help with anything. All right. Okay, let's move on to. Okay, so previously, okay, Grumpy Bear, I don't know if you're still here, but okay, so previously, this is what we were going through. It is called personal values. It is personal values. Okay, it is PSLE. All right, so we will be going through some questions. Let me know if you guys have any questions or any answers that you guys would like to add on. This is a bit of a recap. We will start brainstorming together after we go through the recap, but for now, please join me. All right. Okay, so first things first, describe when you showed honesty. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys some examples of the answers that we gave. All right, which is number one, returned extra change in school canteen even when peer influence suggested otherwise. Okay, you confessed to a teacher after mistakenly taking some school stationery home. All right, these are two great answers. Okay, you can say that this also aligns with MOE's CCE. All right. You can also say that you told your mom about accidentally scratching a neighbor's car, even though no one expected you to own up. All right. So these are definitely, you can say, you can bring up examples of times where you were honest even though you were not obligated to. All right. You can also say that you admitted to losing a borrowed library book. All right. And you can say you reviewed accidentally spoiling a classmate's drawing during a group project, refused slash admitted to using AI during for answers in work. All right. So these are all great ways to approach this question. All right. Now the next one. All right. How do you demonstrate responsibility at home? All right. So first things first, to help pack groceries. All right. You can also say that you set reminders to feed pets and to water garden plants during school holidays, so your parents don't have to do all the work. All right. You can say check and complete my share of chores without being reminded. Right, so a lot of discipline, a lot of responsibility. Right, you can say you also help your younger siblings to complete homework. Okay, and that you keep room and study area tidy. All right, you can say that you monitor electricity usage by switching off lights when not in use. All right, so these are all great ways to approach this question. What makes perseverance important? All right, so this is also a very big question. All right, what makes perseverance important? If you guys have any answers, do let me know. Okay, again, practice can really go a long way. Practice ensures that you are refining your train of thought, so when you're actually in the exam with no teachers that help, no tuition teachers to help you, you will be still able to think of the answer on the spot, even if it's a question that you're not that familiar with. So definitely, I always encourage students that when I'm going through questions over here, please do give me some answers that you guys might have, and then we can vet through it together. Okay, these are all very, very important. All right. Okay, so what makes perseverance important? Okay, you can definitely say perseverance helps you to build resistance to the hardships in life. You can say that you keep reading challenging books to build language skills, that you continue training even after long, long matches, and you can say that you rework story drafts till the teacher is pleased, all right, as well as to persevere in eco clubs, um, organizing stuff despite what are setbacks. All right, so definitely there are a lot of options that you can choose from. All right, so these are just some of them. Okay, do let me know if you guys have any questions. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now, okay, you can say that. Describe helping someone without being asked. All right, first things first, you gather missing stationery supplies and return them to classmates. All right, so you're being a helpful friend. You can also say that you shared umbrellas voluntarily during sudden rain on the way home, and that you carry classmates' books when they tripped in the corridor. All right, so right now these are three different answers. Of course, you can elaborate a bit. After all, it is a describe question. You can also say tutored friend quietly in recess after noticing struggles with fractions, right? So you can bring up like a specific math topic or a specific subject that they are struggling with, all right? You can say that you paired with new students to show him around school facilities, all right? So the main idea here is that you were not asked, but that you are helping someone, all right? So that is super important. Right, you can also say that you warned a classmate when they almost forgot their bus fare, right? So to always watch out for your friends, essentially, that is one of the main answers that you can use, right? Okay, how can students show respect daily? Okay, first things first, you can say that to greet teachers and classmates daily. Okay, you show respect by greeting your teachers. Okay, that's a sign of respect. You also listen attentively in class without interrupting others. Hi, Aizen. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. How are you today? We are doing PSLE oral today. I I I ear. I ear. What? What do you mean I ear? I am fine. I was like, I hear. I don't know what that means. See, this is the amount of candy I eat. This was full around 1 week ago. 1 week is 7 days. It's more than half empty. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 left. Unbelievable. I'm so glad that it's sugar free. Alright. Okay, and you can also say that you use please and thank you in school and at home. All right, so these are all ways of showing your thanks, all right, and your gratitude. Jura, are you a sweet tooth? I have a massive sweet tooth. I love desserts so much. I don't know, it's whether it's a complicated dessert, whether it's a simple dessert, I just love desserts. However, I think I said this before. Went to the TCM. TCM told me I'm not allowed to have sweet stuff. Yeah, so that is very, very sad. And the worst part is that he can tell when I had a lot of sweet stuff, so that is also kind of scary. And for me, I just love a good sweet matcha. I remember I just found out one of the best matchas I've ever had in my life. It is a very soft, milky matcha, and it is mixed with not just fruits. It's not with fruits. Um, there is mango matcha, there's strawberry matcha. They put sorbet inside, and I was like, "Oh, that is so good." So yes, I'm a sweet tooth. I love bingsu. I'm thinking of all the things I like right now. I love cheesecake. I love Chinese desserts. I just love desserts. I love a good croissant. Yeah. So I'm a very, very sweet tooth. I'm a very sweet tooth, even though I'm not allowed to. But weirdly enough, I don't drink boba, but not because I don't like it, but because of the price. In Singapore, boba is cheaper than like the European countries, but still expensive. So yes, that is my little rant about my sweet tooth. All right, okay. Okay, you can also say, how can students show respect daily? Okay, you have to talk about something that is a bit more mundane. It doesn't have to be like a very specific event that you can only experience to have once in a lifetime. All right, who's the mod? Guess. Give a guess. Give a guess. Eisen, give a guess. I was just talking with you guys previously about how all the mods have different personalities, and you can see that from the way they type. You guys should be able to guess the mod. I don't know. For me, it's very, very clear. Even if I don't see who the mod is, I can already tell like based on like Jean, you're correct. They guessed it so quickly. Moderator was so shocked. Students can greet their teachers. Yes, that is correct. All right. Greet teachers and classmates daily. All right. You can say that you appreciate others' differences during group discussions. All right, that is super important. Okay, please and thank you in school and at home. Okay, Jean is a usual. Ah, I see, I see. I think for me, the main difference that I notice is that moderator Jean will always use her own account and say hi everyone, or that she will type in the chat. She will type in the chat, and that's how you know. Teacher Mitsuko, when she is the moderator, she will always joke. You can always hear her laughing at the side, so you also kind of know. The moderator Yuki, you can tell that she is the moderator because moderator Yuki always she is she will post guidelines more often, and she won't joke around as much. She will joke off camera, but yeah. So there is that difference. Yeah. So that is quite interesting, isn't it? All right. Okay. You can also say that you wait your turn before speaking at assembly or in class. All right. So yeah, that is that these are just some answers that you can give. All right. Definitely if you were asked this question. So how can you so definitely when it comes to answering questions, I would say you can annotate if you can what are some specific words that you have to watch out for. All right, so it's easy to just see how can students show respect, but we also have to remember that the word daily is there, so it can't, like I said before, it cannot be like a once in a lifetime thing, event where you show respect and you're just bringing that up. You have to say something that is something that you do daily and you add that respect element to it, like greeting a teacher. All right. Okay, why is empathy crucial in friendship? That this was such a big question. I was like, oh, all right. First things first, offering kindness even after disagreements also reflects the depth in relationships. Okay, so how deeply you love your friends, how deeply you're willing to be nice to them. Right, so these kind of cares and concerns are also these ways also shows the empathy in friendships, right? And you can also say being able to notice when friends are upset and offering help builds deeper bonds. Not talking in class unless can say. Oh, for the last question, yes, you can say wait your turn before speaking at assembly or in class. Yep, that is correct. Great job, Aisen. Yep, that is correct. That is correct. Okay, you can say also for this, why is empathy crucial in friendships? You can say that being able to notice when friends are upset and offering help builds deeper bonds. All right, empathy allows us to support friends during stress. That is true. All right, so you're better able to understand what your friend is going through, better able to actually lend a helping hand. All right, and you can say listening actively and being understanding strengthens bonds. All right, so essentially empathy strengthens these bonds. Okay, so these are all great answers. All right. Okay, next question. Okay. I feel like my eyes are swollen again. All right. Describe a time you corrected a mistake. Okay, first things first. All right. You're talking about mistake correction. You're using a bit of a description. Okay, so that is two of the main things that we're looking at here. Okay, admitted to mixing up project ideas during group presentation and quickly clarified. All right, so you are correcting the mistake. All right, notified teacher when digital homework submission went to the wrong email. All right, so again, correcting a mistake. apologizing after being rude, again correcting a mistake. All right, so also remember to highlight what you did and also make sure to include what the mistake was. All right, so noted error in my calculations during science project and updated data. All right, noted spelling mistake in paper and corrected it. So these are all very strong answers that highlight both what you did, what did you correct, okay, how did you correct, and what was the mistake. All right, so these are all super important. Once I was doing my math question and I realized I missed the question. Same. I forgot what happened. I think it was during I forgot what it was, but oh no, that was my PSLE, right? I always remember that it was my PSLE prelims because I always felt very bad that I was a few marks away from getting full marks, and I was really upset because it wasn't because I didn't know the question, it was because I skipped it to do it later, and then I forgot about it, and I was really upset, and I still remember it now, the feeling when I went home crying. It's been years, but I think I've been talking too much about PSLE, so like the memories are like coming back to me. But yeah, I missed the question. I feel like that is a very unfortunate feeling, but students unfortunately all go through it here and there. The worst one, of course, that I got to this day, I still have a bit of a paranoia over this. So when I'm reading important documents, I always do this with the paper. I always like really try to like make sure that papers are not sticking together, because that was such a common thing, especially when we were doing exams, that suddenly someone would realize, oh my goodness, the paper stuck together, and it would be such a big hoo-ha. And yeah, so definitely it is something. Please be careful about this. Don't have to be paranoid, but please be extra careful, especially when you guys are going into PSLE or O levels. Really make sure that you are looking at every single piece of paper. All right, so these are all super important tips and tricks. All right, out of all the reasons there is to not do a question, please don't let that be one. All right, you say you have no time, you have, you don't know how to do the question, all valid, right? But if you'd miss a question because you didn't like see two papers stuck together, that's just, I would cry. All right. Okay, so you can also say, how do you practice gratitude? All right, so this is right. How do you practice gratitude? All right, you can say that you mention thanks verbally to parents for cooking. All right, so you want to thank your parents for cooking. Okay, and you can say that you record gratitude notes with family nightly. All right, so every night you make sure to write notes with gratitude to thank your family. All right, you say thank you to the bus captains. All right, that is another one. All right, and school staff daily. All right, thank you to bus captains and school staff daily. All right, you can also say that you share small fruit or big treats with classmates as thanks. All right, you can also say that you reflect and journal three things, not three things, three things. My goodness. Three things. All right, three things. All right. Okay, so how do you practice gratitude? Okay, share small fruit or big treats with classmates as thanks, reflect and journal three things that I am thankful for. All right, so these are all great ways to yeah, discuss this question. All right. Ooh, this is a very big question. All right, you can definitely use your own answers. You guys can let me know. Okay, give you guys a bit. So I'll pull up. I'm not sure. I'll give you guys some time because I've been giving you guys all the answers. That's unacceptable. Need to work hard. That's fair. That's fair. All right. So I'll just write hard work. All right, to be hi, Rizwana, to be respectful. All right. Okay, never give up. No, no, no. Someone else is typing as well. Rizwana, be grateful. All right. Okay, so now we also want to add a bit to highlight that they are taught by your grandparents, right? So you can definitely add never give up based on based on. So how are they teaching you this? Based on stories of their past, of their journey. Okay, be grateful. All right, so you can say for be grateful for the help they have achieved, for the help they have received. How it will take you places, okay, your journey. Honesty is the best policy. Okay, you can say, okay, trust between neighbors. Be respectful. Okay, so be respectful. You can say that you learned it from um, okay, you can say yeah, work hard to achieve my dreams. Yeah, so hard work will take you places. All right, so these are all incredibly important. All right. Okay, so last question. All right, so we have 7 more minutes, but feel free to let me know if you guys have any questions about the oral exam, or even if you have any questions about paper 2, you want some tips and tricks, please let me know. All right, be happy to help. Okay, now do try to answer this question. Describe when integrity was challenging. All right, so it is a big question. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys some time. Hi, all right. Hi, Jessiden. All right. Can we say that they have learned from their grandparents? Sure. I put it down as multi-generational values, but you can say that as taught by their own grandparents. All right. So these are great answers. All right. Okay, describe when integrity was challenging. Okay, what might the answer be? Does anyone have any answers? You found a lot of money on the floor and you needed the money to buy something. Okay. Found money on the floor when you needed it most. Okay. And struggled to give it back. All right. You can say that. All right. Okay. You can also say that you felt pressured to cheat during mock test, but chose to rely on own knowledge. All right, so these are all good ideas. All right, you can say that. Okay, you can say refuse to use AI in assessment even though you were struggling to finish on time. I use ChatGPT for what? You use ChatGPT for what? And DeepSeek. I've never actually used DeepSeek properly. I've only ever used Chat. But I was actually talking to some friends previously that about how after using ChatGPT, after becoming more fluent with ChatGPT, I realized that I never needed a therapist. I only needed a secretary. So that was my main takeaway from ChatGPT. For social studies, ooh, I see. I think for research based and heavy writing based subjects, it is very tempting to use AI, but depending on what your guidelines are, all right. So for us, definitely we have had that experience as well, but definitely if you're just using it for ideas, like generation of ideas, or you want to create a more solid flow of plans, ChatGPT is not a bad idea, right? I've never really used DeepSeek, so I can't help you there. But yeah, definitely don't copy word for word, right? You can also say that um owned old owned mistake when I accidentally broke borrowed laptop during CCA. Despite worrying about consequences. All right. So we are actually at the last minute of our live. We will be carrying on in around a few minutes. All right. So definitely do stay tuned if you want to talk more about the PSLE or O levels. All right. And do let me know if there's any specific topic you guys would like to work on. But it's 5:30 now, so I'm gonna end the live for a bit. Also, so I can take like a very small break. All right.